Hey there, Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at an Isuzu Elf aluminum box truck. I think this is the first one that's on the channel because we don't sell too many of these. This one here is a 1999 with 175,000 kilometers, 5-speed manual, selectable 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive, as well as low gear ratio 4-wheel drive, and carry all your stuff that you could ever desire. I'm going to switch the engine off here because it's noisy, but as you can see, it's running fine. Exhaust oil and coolant is all fine, no issues there. Condition of it is fair, and I would say that on any of these that's before 2003, you get a good deal on them because these diesel engines can't be registered in many areas of Japan like Tokyo, Yokohama, Kawasaki, because they are not emissions compliant. That was the same problem that I had with our last car loader. I got excited and bought one and didn't realize that it's not emissions compliant. And then there's a big price jump once they become emissions compliant. And so Japan over time is going to want fewer and fewer of these that don't pass the 2003 or 2005 or 2006 emissions. Okay, so as far as the truck goes, it's a small footprint. It's narrow, it's short, but it's tall. It gives you a lot of room to put stuff in if you need to. This type of truck is common all the way around the world, but not that common in North America, simply because the US had rules that prevented trucks like this from coming in. Like in the US, if you were to import this even now, it would be 25% tax. This one's going to Canada. What's nice about this is really easy visibility on it. Very, very tight turning circle, which is very important here in Japan. And there are plenty of these, so you can pick your condition of whatever you want. So I'll go ahead and translate this auction inspection sheet. This has 175,750 kilometers, which is quite low for these. A lot of them go up to 500 or 700 or even 1,000,000 kilometers because the engines just last forever. They're meant to do that. This one has a 3-liter or 3.1 liter engine. It's aluminum van is what it's called. Auction grade 3.5 with an interior C. The report here says underside surface rust and corrosion, interior dirty seat, saggy and cigarette burn. There's actually a few of them on there. And the box section scratched, dented, surface rust, corrosion hole, and a side has been cut and modified. This is a big question mark. I don't know why somebody would do this. I'll show you once we get around to it. Then you look here, we got a U2 over here and an A2 over here. And we got a big gash up there. Now, I'm going to have to take a look at the pictures from the auction because the auction sheet doesn't mention something like that, but it would be very visible if it was actually like that in the auction pictures. If not, then we know that that transport company had a boo-boo and hit the top, which has happened actually 3 times this week. Usually it's 3 times in a year, so I don't know what's going on. I'll quickly show you the back because some people are going to be interested in that. But look at this. The back here, it's quite low to the ground. It's like 70 centimeters from the ground because you get really tiny little wheels and tires here. And then the inside of the bed here has no tire houses. So you can put completely flat things in here if you need to. Gives you a lot more usable space. And that just goes up forever, doesn't it? Okay, so I'll do the once around now so you can see it from all different angles. And check this out. It has rally car like roof vent. Look at that. And oddly a window there to look into the back. So if you're transporting like illegal people, then you can keep an eye on them. Make sure you put a curtain up. That was not funny. Okay. If you're transporting boxes, I don't know. I really don't know why you would ever want to have a window there. Because there's no window on the back, so you can't like see through it for your rear view mirror. Odd. Okay, in terms of fuel efficiency, I think something like this is going to be a lot better than what you can get in North America because of their weird 25% tax. None of the trucks were really that worldwide competitive because they didn't have to be. They could just sit on their laurels and just make all the money because lack of competition from everyone. And you get much better trucks here. The cab over design is a lot easier to drive, albeit safety might be a bit of a concern because you're sitting there right against the front of the cab. And even now in Japan, we're seeing a lot of these cab overs are converting, like the Hiace has changed to an engine in front of the driver. And that might be due to safety reasons, I'm not sure. But it is a real, like a big vehicle, so it's going to take a hit better than something else, something that's smaller, at the very least. Anyway, here's the modification. They cut a hole and put a little wooden frame there. Typically like a door would go there, but there is no door. It's been covered by plastic, but that's the inside of the bed. You can see in there. Weird. Okay. Fuel tank looks to be about 100 liters. Yeah, and a 3-liter, 3.1 liter, that's a small engine. This thing is going to be, if you've loaded it up, it's going to be slow on the hills. Japan doesn't really have the same kind of hills. They have tight switchbacks or tunnels that go through the mountain. They don't have 6 kilometers of uphill, 100-kilometer-an-hour roads, which are quite common in North America. Headlights pretty normal there, not much to say. So let's look at damage. We got some fade on the 4-wheel drive badge. Mirrors are okay. Lots of little stuff that's fallen on it. Sorry about that. It's from that tree. It's a cherry blossom tree that's already done with the cherry blossoms. It has some damage to the bumper here and a scuff there. The underside seems to have a few areas of corrosion. Like if you look in here, you can see it's been painted, but it's kind of like that. And several areas of the underside are like that. Spare tires are different on the two. Oh, and tire sizes might be an issue in North America. That can be a problem, especially on something like this, because here's the thing. It is a 4-wheel drive, but it's not like a 50% 4-wheel drive. And in 4-wheel drive, usually you'll get the same size tires, front and rear, and then the transfer case in the middle will rotate this tire and this tire at the same rate. Obviously, this one can't rotate at the same rate as this one, so the 4-wheel drive has to understand that. So you always have to go with a big tire and a small tire, and you can't just put on North American size tires. Another thing is split rims. If you don't know what a split rim is, look it up, because you don't want a regular tire guy taking that off, or he's going to lose an arm or something. Split rims explode like when you take them off. It's weird. That's why we don't do them in North America anymore. So some corrosion on all 4 of these. Okay. The gash up there. Now, it kind of looks like it's been painted after it's been hit, but I don't know. If that's the case, then definitely it was on there before. I just don't bring the pictures of the cars. But something like that should have been on the auction sheet, but you can also see it in the pictures, so if you buy a truck like that, then you'll already know what you're getting into. So, corrosion here, and it looks like it needs to be fixed. You also have some here. Okay, aluminum diamond plate on this bottom hatch piece. And then this one is like a sandwich. It opens up like that to go against there and then locks into this piece here. Okay, I'll come back to the inside of the bed in a sec. There's corrosion there. Tires have a good amount of tread on them. Here you can see what I'm talking about with the wood frame. The plastic that's on there is a pretty sturdy plastic, and it's been taped on really good. And so that's going to stay for shipping like that. Okay, have a quick look at the interior. Both the doors have door dings that have been painted with a touch-up paint, but there's a bit of surface rust on there. Doors, look at this. You can open the door to 90 degrees. I don't know why you can do that, but it is cool. Makes it really easy to get it in and out of, but when you're sitting in here, it's hard to reach and grab that to close it. So, kind of an odd thing. Let's just take this key out. Ripped up rubber floor mat there. Door card needs to be cleaned. Power windows work. Actually, mechanically, it doesn't seem to have any issues. There's pilling here. I think it's from sliding out. And cigarette burns. 1, 2, 3, 4, Steering wheel is fair. Definitely usable. I don't know what this button does. It looks like it would be a four-wheel drive button, but the four-wheel drive lever is up here. You pull that for two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or low gear ratio four-wheel drives. 3 pedals, manual transmission. Now the clutch in these is really strong and made to last very long. Has a reverse camera there. Old school monitor style. Okay, AC works. Has a winch in there for some reason. Makes me want to buy one of those and just put it in every car that I own. So cool. And a place to put documents up here if you need to. Fluorescent lamp. I kind of already went over all of this stuff in another video. Okay, and 3 seats in here. Let's go have a look at the back. Looks like there's a vent thing there with a handle, that little piece of metal. I think I got a drop of rain on the lens. Okay, now I don't know industrial trucks very well, but I have seen ones with a power lift gate. This one doesn't have it or anything to bring stuff up and down. And so it's the backup onto the loading bay or pick up the stuff and put them in. Plenty of chipped paint here. That's probably where the corrosion comes from, as the water just kind of sits in that back corner. The sides have provisions for racks to go in, I guess, or separators maybe. Again, I don't really know. I don't do industrial work. There's a little door over there. But I guess the previous user was okay with that being open all the time, which is weird. You would think somebody would just help themselves to whatever you're transporting, but I don't know. Some sort of electronic wiry stuff. And there's a light up there, another light up there, some sort of a vent thing there. And you can see through. So if you're driving with this thing up, which I don't think that you should be doing, you can see through. But otherwise, I have no idea why somebody would put a window in. A window would be expensive to put in there. And then it came with this stuff. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like these are panels that like used to sit on there. You can see how there's panel there, and there's just insulation there. It's like a foam insulation. And so these panels were taken off before they sold it. A little bit weird. And then there are some aluminum angle pieces that I guess are used to put them on. I don't know. Pull this and it comes down. Some corrosion on the handle there as well. And when I don't have a camera in my hand, I'll do the bottom piece, but that bottom piece locks this top piece in. And I guess you can put a padlock on there, but it doesn't matter if you have a free stuff window over here. Maybe it was a trap truck, and it's like they'll put goods inside there, and then someone's like, I want to get that graphics card, and then you go in there and you get jumped right away. Trap truck. Okay, well, I got to do some measurements. It was requested that I measure the back section, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But for now, that's what we have. Trap truck. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a nice day.